Hi, this is Deborah Peters, and welcome back to my podcast, Neuroscience for Success, and this new series, The Journey of the Mastery of Your Mind. And today I have a new guest, and you're going to be absolutely thrilled to hear about all of his adventures through life. His name is Elroy Spoonface Powell, also known as Spoon. And he has a very successful career in the music industry. I'm going to ask him to talk about that in a second. And now he's very much involved in social causes. He's based in the UK. And he's becoming and, maximizing his talent as a brilliant actor. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit of background on us. Back last year in October, I was on my way back from Monte Carlo, and I stopped off in London to take in the Disruptor conference that's put on by Richard Branson. And of course, I'm going to meet someone fabulous at the Disruptor conference. So that's what you and I have in common, I guess, one of the things, besides salsa dancing, is being a disruptor. So tell us a little bit, what is your, what is the thing that keeps you going in the reinventing of yourself? We talked a little bit at the beginning of the show about the word passion, right? So tell us about your passion. What is that? How do you make that work for you?
Well, there comes a point where you realize there are no guarantees, and you have to let go of any notions of entitlement or anything like that. And so for me, I recognize the only thing that is guaranteed is change. And so we have to be ready to adapt and keep moving. And so it's been important for me to embrace change and to recognize when it's time to let go of the comfort zone and step out and do more.
Absolutely. And so change. So now we're on to this, the topic of change. And isn't that the truth? I've been going through some of my own changes. In the last month or so, I had this very profound experience where I literally felt like my third eye open. And when I experienced that, it was like a physical sensation, both in my brain, in my cavity, my skull, and then through my entire being. And I was walking down the street after doing an energy work session with a practitioner here in Los Angeles. And it just all started to roll. And what happened is the entire illusion of my life just started to peel off. And there was things that I'd been pretending to myself about. And the mind's a powerful thing. We can talk ourselves into pretty much anything. And so as I experienced that, I realized, this is a game changer for me right here, right now, as I start to look at the illusion that I've been holding on to about my life. It dissolved, basically. And I think that's what you're talking about when you say change. Does that fit?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always changing, we're growing, we're moving, the planet's always changing and moving. The first project I ever did, musically, went straight to #1. And it was at a time when I was just 20 years old, in the second year of a law degree, and actually was struggling. It was a tough time. And so it was a welcomed bit of escapism to be asked to go off and put my vocals on this song, which was a Barry White project. He didn't agree to using his vocals, so I had to re-vocal the song. And initially it was just about making some money so I could carry on my studies and keep it moving. And it went straight to #1 in the UK charts, and my life transformed overnight. I was on the road 4 or 5 times a week, no exaggeration. doing clubs, going into gigs, going abroad and doing shows. And that was my introduction to the record industry, really straight in at the top, performing on shows like Top of the Pops and that kind of thing. And I learned a great deal about the industry, about performing, about myself. But I had to change. I had to move with the times. There came a point where it was tough to then get a record deal because people expected me to be Barry White for the rest of my life, which, you know, he's a legend. You know, it's great, but I have to be me. I have to do what excites me and what feels right for me. And so I had to take a chance and start collaborating and making the songs and doing the things that I wanted to do. So I just went off and started collaborating and connecting with people, started doing remixes, learning how to produce and write myself. And that evolved into me running a record label and publishing company. I then got bored with just saying, hey, go out and buy my record, go and listen to my songs. I wanted to add value again to the music I was making and to the industry in my own way. So I thought, well, what if we took money from licensing and used that to fund community projects? Wow. And my work with Beyond Business, they really helped me. They connected the dots with Investec, who gave us seed money to get that project going. And since then, we've supplied music to Mercedes and took that money to then work with Magic Breakfast, or a child nutrition charity, and provide meals in a school for a year. And this is the kind of thing that excites me.
I'm sure it does. You've gone through an entire transition of, I mean, law school. Yeah, right. It doesn't get any more left brain than that. To, you know, the entertainment industry and the arts, the performing arts. So you like literally did a 180, and sounds like you're doing it again. So where does the passion part come in? We have so many people that are listening to this that are, you know, they're passionate, and then there's other people listening that can't find their passion. I just had a conversation with someone the other day, and they're like, can you coach me to like figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life? And so, you know, it runs the spectrum, right?
Absolutely. Passion and finding purpose, they're a big thing for a lot of people because it's hard to find. It's not something you could teach. I personally believe it's something you have to just go out and do everything, do as much as you can. And from doing that, you start to figure out the things that resonate with you, the things that matter to you, the people that matter to you. You know, and if you dig deep enough and you listen closely enough to yourself, you start to figure out what it feels right for you to do.
Yeah, so, you know, I was thinking when you were saying that, so if you dig deep enough and you listen, you'll find yourself. Yeah. Isn't that what passion is? Passion is having a really great relationship with yourself. At least it is for me. You know, I think I've been very, very passionate, you know, all my life. I'm a passionate person. It's, my gosh, if I'm involved in things where there's no passion, I lose my interest and I move on. But passion is, you're right, it's not something that someone can teach you. It's you know, if I go into the neuroscience component of that, it's something that you just have to ask for it. You know, when we talk about manifesting experiences or manifesting goals or the next opportunity in life, the manifestation isn't in the, you know, like the physical form, like this is my 99-cent Bic pen, which I'm fascinated by the way. So as a shout out. But it's not in the physical acquisition of the pen. It's in the thought of, it's in the desire, it's in the idea. And then we give it passion by paying attention to it. And so therefore, we can take something that perhaps has little or no, you know, zest to it, and we can turn it into something that is extraordinary if we're willing to acknowledge that by having the thought about the thing, whatever, in this case, it's the pen, if you have the thought about the thing, that is the manifestation. And this is where I really want to take our conversation, because I know you can help our viewers on this. If you're waiting for it to show up in your life, for you to believe that you have it, you could be waiting forever. You have to get into a place within your mind, within your heart, connect the two, and go into this place of appreciation, that by the very nature that you have the thought means you have the thing. And that's what opens the portal for it to actually show up in your life as a physical reality.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, speaking from my own personal experience, it's challenging. There's a line, and for me, a lot of finding purpose has to do with that balance between finding yourself, but also working how you can connect that pursuit of finding yourself with giving and giving to others. That balance for me is at the heart of how I've been able to find my purpose, because you can't give too much without risking depleting yourself, and at the same time we can't exist without others. So that's been an important part of my journey, and recognizing that has helped me go, okay, this is what I enjoy, this is what I'm passionate about. The other thing is this pursuit of happiness that some people have, and I believe that emotions generally, especially happiness, they flitter and they come and go. And for me, it's more about finding peace, just finding peace where you are. And when you can recognize that you are in that peace, then it's you kind of being led towards your purpose.
That's a powerful statement. So finding peace with where you are. You have to make it all right that you are where you are. You can't create the next big thing by being unhappy where you are. You cannot create something magnificent if you're criticizing who you are right now. And this is really important. I did a vlog a while back. You know, you can't browbeat yourself into success. Like, don't be so darn hard on yourself. And there's this sort of secret sauce to creating all of your dreams. And that is being absolutely appreciative with where you are, and using that, accepting that that's the launching pad, you know, that's the starting point. And it's okay if that's the starting point. It's okay. Because all you have to do is connect to yourself in appreciation, and then start visualizing what you'd like to have or be or do, and let the fabric of the universe connect to that and bring it to you.
Yeah. I mean, as an example for myself, coming out of having a #1 record, and I'm sure a lot of other musicians that have been there possibly found this, there's a tremendous amount of pressure to follow up and have another #1, and then have a #1 album and have a #1 selling tour and all this kind of stuff. And when I like to win, don't get me wrong, I love to do well. And so that was very much part of my desire and my force. And then I came to a point where I had to realize, actually, it's not the be all and end all. You know, like, why am I doing this? I had to really just stop and really ask myself, why am I really doing this? And being able to connect with that purpose and figure out, actually, it's about long-term stability and sustainability, and enjoying the company of the people in my circle, and that energy of giving all folded in. That's why I'm doing it, not, you know, and not just to be at the top of a chart. That doesn't. I mean, what does that really mean? Of course, it means potentially more jobs and all that kind of stuff, but at the risk of peace.
Yeah.
You can burn yourself out, and especially with the music industry, we've seen the many people that have had mental health issues and have self-medicated and had a lot of difficulties because of this pursuit. And I wasn't prepared to be a part of that. I experienced a lot of challenges, a lot of hardships, and I had to wake up and go, oh, wait, hold up, no, this isn't right. Let's roll it back in and figure out what's really working and what's really going to make me feel at peace with one.
Yeah, good for you. I think you've really nailed it there in terms of, it is all about staying in that place of appreciation and gratitude, spirit of giving, you know, doing it for, that's that old saying, you know, you don't do it for the money, you do it for the sake of doing it. You do it for the joy and the thrill of doing it. Now, obviously, you also want to have monetary goals because it's how we get through life. You know, we have to have money to have a certain amount of experiences. But it does all come down to energy. And what we're really talking about here is you know, the way that the universe is lining up everything that we're asking for. When we ask, we just need to ask from a place of gratitude and ask from a place of appreciation. Like, you don't have to beg the universe to provide for you. You just get into that space of alignment with yourself. And when you're aligned with you, then you're able to connect with whatever desire you have, whatever goal you have, whatever dream you have. And when that happens, then, and I'm just unpacking everything you just said, when that happens, then the steps reveal themselves. It's like, okay, call this person, you know, go over here and talk to these people, go to this meeting, connect up with these folks, design it this way, like turn it into something that helps, you know, socially. And then it leads to the next and the next and the next. And it's a compounding process that constantly gives you everything you ask for.
Yes, and we, like you say in there, that process is almost preparing yourself to be open to receive, you know, to receive what you've asked for as well. Yeah,
get ready. So that's our time. And before we sign off, I always love to have my co-host give a one. So, and I know I didn't tell you about this in the beginning, so you haven't had a chance to prepare, but you know, organic's always best. So if there's one thing that you could leave with our viewers that would enable them to make like a nice, substantial shift, what would that one be?
One thing. There's so many. I feel I would like to sort of say it's around not giving up or feeling defeated.
Oh my God.
You know, there are times when we have a certain target, we're going for it, and we don't necessarily get what we think we want to get or should get, and it's tempting to want to give in and give up and feel like we've failed. And there is no such thing, in my opinion, as failure. It's an opportunity to learn and dust yourself off and try again. So just never be defeated. Just keep going.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant, because you know why? It's true of everything in life. You just got to hang in there 5 minutes longer. And I think also, you know, I want to play off of that and have and use that as to say that my one is change your perspective or your perception of what's happening. If you start to go into that, it's not working, or it's taking too long, or, oh my gosh, I failed at this. Step back and let go of that, because that's just negative emotion and limiting beliefs that are from some old program in the past. And just really go into this place of different perception. So what else is right about this? You know, you got to ask different questions. What else is right about this? Or how could it be better than this? You know, that's an awesome question. So this is brilliant. I am so grateful to have been able to connect with you again today. And I do promise I'm getting across the pond, and for sure we'll do some more salsa dancing. But would you be willing to send over the link to your number one hit? And then when I post this up, I can share that so folks have a chance to hear you in action. And how can they find you? What you doing in the UK? How can they find you? What do you got going on right now?
So my main focus is Diverse Music Solutions, and you can find us on at musicsolutions.org.uk, musicsolutions.org.uk. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist outside of that. I'm really enjoying. So there'll be some projects popping up real soon you can look out for.
Cool. What's your Twitter?
Oh, Spoonface1. You can catch me at Spoonface1 on Instagram, also at Spoonface1. That's the number 1.
Brilliant.
And, yeah, and any brands or any like-minded social entrepreneurs who would like to collaborate, discuss some ideas, just get in touch, reach out. I'm really open to collaborating.
Yeah, fantastic. And on that note, I'm really glad you brought that up. I'm in the process of building this vlog into a traveling global show. And so I just I just opened an account on Patreon for all you Patreon people. Thank you so much. I just absolutely love that platform. And where we're headed with this is going into different businesses, different communities, different industries in different cities and different countries, and doing this kind of a process. Also will be, I'm going to be adding some other dynamic to it, actual business coaching, like how you can shift your leadership, how you can develop your team more effectively, build out your footprint, and bringing all of the mindset stuff into it, because it is really all about constantly moving forward, like forward movement all the time. And so we would love to have, any brands, companies that are looking for some exposure on a global level, and also companies that would love some coaching. Be my pleasure to roll in and spend a few days with you and film it and get it up on the vlog. So yeah, good fun stuff. Can't wait, actually. So thank you so much. Love you. Have a fabulous evening. I know you have to dash to a meeting and I've already kept you over time. So we will connect up soon. And thanks for being on my show.
All right, thank you.